Welcome to the driveway. As you can see, the kitty cat's all excited because today we're showing off a mouse trap that we built out of one of these square bottles. I think this is an aloe, yeah, aloe bottle. So you sometimes see any square bottle like this will work, even if it's a bit rectangular if you use the wider side. This is a design I saw on YouTube. Nothing original about this on my part, but wanted to test it out and show you. Now this little mouse got in there last night. It looks like he either froze to death or he died of shock. You can see where he tried to chew out. That's the first time that's happened, but we're gonna dump him and see if he magically wakes up. You got him? You got him? You got him? Oh! Well, the kitty cat grabbed him and ran off. Alright, enjoy. You owe me. So how this thing works, there's a string. You put the bait. I had little pieces of corn I drilled holes in and ran around this paper clip and then squeezed shut. And then you stick your hand back in here, and there's a hole on the very end. I had tried 3 different holes, but this one towards the bottom is the one that worked. There we go. So your bait's on that paper clip. This is wrapped around right to the end, and there's pressure there, so you want to push that paper clip in as far as you can and have that string right on the end, so that when Mr. Mouse gets in there and jiggles it around, he pulls that out. He pulls that pin out and the whole thing shuts. This is a couple of chopsticks, but you can just use regular sticks. I'm gonna take another one of these when I'm inside and show you how to make it. Show you how to make it from scratch. Really, again, all you need is a piece of string, one of these square bottles, a couple of sticks, and a couple of rubber bands. So there we go. There's the intro. Welcome to the driveway. The other day I showed you a mouse trap, and I had caught a little mouse that was out at the farm. Today I'm actually at work in the break room. And I was just going to show you how easy it was to make one of these traps out of junk you find in a trash can. This is some kind of aloe yogurt container. People at work drink these a lot. I've never actually tasted them, but the fact that it's a square container really comes in handy in this case. And the other things you'll need are a paper clip, a couple of chopsticks or sticks. These are chopsticks from the cafeteria actually. Here's some rubber bands. It does matter. These thinner ones stretch a little bit more. If you get the thicker ones, they're a little too tight. So these larger ones that you can shoot people with, that's the perfect size. And some string. All I could find today was some thread, but I promised you guys I was going to make one of these when I could get inside, and here I am. So what we're going to do, if you could see this, we have taken one flat edge, and that's going to be a hinge. So we've cut all the way around, and the measurements are all approximate. You just kind of have to eyeball it. But the important thing is on the cut side, you're going to do 2 holes. One on this side of the cut and one a little further down. And this is going to be where you put your sticks, and then you stretch your rubber band, and that's going to be what slams the trap shut when the rat or mouse triggers the device. So you do the same thing on this side. Again, on the cut side, you cut everything except that little part, and you got this opening, and you put 2 holes. And in those holes, you're going to take your sticks. I did the holes by I had an X-Acto knife, and I just slowly drilled the hole larger and larger till it was the right size. So you're going to pull your stick, you're going to push it through here, and out the other side. This is an easy trap to make. Again, this stuff's just laying around. Easy to find stuff whether you're home or even if you're picking through the trash in a park or something, you could find this stuff. And the chopsticks are handy because they're standard size, but you could definitely just carve out some sticks. So here we've got the sticks. Sticks in there on either side. Now your rubber bands, very simple, are just going to go on your sticks. That's easy, right? Easy. The thread, I've already pre-cut a piece of thread, and I've tied it around the top, and I've made a little loop in the back. And the purpose of this is this is the mechanism. We're going to have this string, and thread's a little too thin, but it's what I could find around here. I didn't know when I'd have another chance to do this. And we're going to make a trigger with this paper clip, and it's going to stick through a little hole that we've drilled back here, about half a finger down from the top. You can see where the container starts to roll in at the bottom. We've drilled a little hole. And to do that, I've got one already made here, and I've got some corn stuck on there, but you can put anything. Big wad of cheese, although I've found that mice really, I mean, they'll eat cheese when they're hungry, but it's not their favorite thing. So what I've done is, here's a trigger mechanism, and I have drilled little holes in these kernels of corn, which I did have from home. And I've strung them across the paper clip and then folded it back. And what that does is the more compact, the tighter you can have something, the more attached you can have it to your trigger mechanism. The mice have to really fiddle with it. Mice are tiny. Now a rat, you get a rat, he's going to throw this trap every time, but the mice, they sit in there and they nibble. And so this thing kind of goes back and forth, and then finally it pulls out and they're trapped. So what we do is we get our trigger, again just a bent out paper clip. We open up our trap, we stick our hand in there. If you're a Sasquatch and you have a big hand, you're going to have trouble with this part. You might have to get your friend that's a surgeon or an artist to. And I forgot to drill it out. This is what happens when you do stuff when you're on break. You just take it. I've marked it. You got to take your hole and you just start to spin your X-Acto knife or your pocket knife, or you do need a sharp tip on something. So we're just gonna drill that out. This is for our trigger. Sorry about that. I wanted to keep the video quick and I thought I had everything pre-drilled. Okay, there, we've drilled a little hole. I think it's big enough. Let's test it. You don't want it to catch too much, so you want it to be big enough to kind of move back and forth easily. So now you stick your hand in here, and you want to stick it through the other side. Sometimes it's a bugger. I might actually have to drill that hole a little bigger. Yeah, when you're drilling from this direction, it leaves a little bit of a edge on the inside that can catch, so we'll drill it out a little bigger. That's plenty. Again, this is probably the hardest part of the trap, just getting this trigger set in here, because my hands are a little big. But if this is the hardest part, we're not having a bad day, are we? There we go. So the trigger's through the back, and this string we got a little loop in it, and we want to put that loop on the end of this, and then we want to pull this back. So that's set the trap. You want this string as close to the end of that as you can, because what's going to happen is Mr. Mouse is going to come in here. I wish I had a way to do it so that you could see. Okay, let's make a little hook on the end of this. He's going to come in here, and he's going to be nibbling away, and then it's going to close on him. It's going to be trapped in there. Now it's plastic. They will try to gnaw their way out, but you can see in the video I showed where I'd caught a rat. He had gnawed a little ways, and he couldn't make it out in a night. So I would check this thing every 24 hours. They're fairly disposable. The rat gets in there, he messes, he he panics, he pees on everything. They're pretty smelly when you get done, but you can reuse them. I'm just letting you know that if you don't rinse them out occasionally, they get pretty funky. So luckily you don't have anything in them. They're cheap, and that's the name of the game. So there's the mousetrap improvised out of a square bottle and some sticks. Easy enough. Thanks.